What's up, guys? It's Shane. I want to talk to you about the real reason your glutes won't fire. Now, if you have been to physical therapy or you're just a fitness enthusiast and you've ever hurt yourself, like you hurt your low back or your hip or something, almost universally you're going to have people recommend, oh, your glutes don't work. They're going to say, your glutes don't work. You need to turn your glutes on because your glutes are off. They're just completely off. You need to turn them on and that's going to fix everything. And so they'll have you do glute bridges, clamshells, Jane Fonda side-lying leg lifts, all day long. And a lot of the times people will report that it doesn't help, or it doesn't help all the way. And so the real reason that your glutes won't fire is not just that they forgot how to work, but also that they are positionally inhibited, meaning they are in a bad position and they just mechanically can't do their job. So what do I mean? If I was standing, I'm going to kneel so my head doesn't get cut off, but if I was standing right now, if I, like most people, was living in anterior pelvic tilt because my rectus femoris and iliacus and psoas and QLs were all pulling me into this position, if you try to arch your back and stick your butt out and then try to squeeze your butt, and then get your pelvis to a neutral position by tucking your tail and then try to squeeze your butt, try to squeeze your butt in those two positions and see which one is easier. I'm going to guarantee that when you are in a neutral pelvic position and you try to squeeze your butt, it's a whole hell of a lot easier than when you're in an anterior pelvic tilt and you try to just clench your butt. So the second test, to prove to you that it's your anterior chain, these hip flexor muscles that are the reason your glutes won't fire, is go into a hip flexor stretch. Put your shin flush against the wall, get the other leg up and forward, bring your hip all the way forward with your ribs down, and then when you're all the way forward, try to squeeze your butt. Now I can actually do that because I have full hip flexor flexibility, but a lot of people will try to go forward, they'll get about here, where they're still bent, they're not in a straight line or beyond. They'll get to about here, try to squeeze their butt and just get excruciating tightness and tension right here, which is telling you that that's too tight, because you should be able to get into that position, squeeze your butt as hard as possible, and it shouldn't be a problem. So if you're doing, glute bridges and doing clamshells and leg lifts and doing all of that until the cows come home, if you're not addressing your anterior chain / hip flexor flexibility, then you're missing half of the equation. So I just want to make that little quick video to make sure that you're including a complete program. You're having a complete program. I don't have anything against glute exercises. I think they're actually very, very great. They were very important in me fixing my low back and hip pain a couple years ago, but they're just one piece of a systematic rehabilitation plan. So give it a shot.